Hi everyone, it's Jenny with Joey and Jenny's Little Yellow House. And you can always find us on YouTube or Instagram at Joey143Jenny. And you can also find us and hang out with us on Facebook at Joey and Jenny's Little Yellow House. And sometimes I put a bonus video or pictures or something like that on the Facebook. So we'd love to have you there too. So today's kind of a catch up and hopefully have time for a little craft, but I wanted to show you the results from the coffee dyeing that I did. I did this yesterday, got in just in the nick of time. It still looked like it was going to be nice outside, but once I gathered everything and got in, within 10 minutes, we had a downpour, and it really didn't finish until probably about maybe 3 hours ago, 4 hours ago. So it even moved into today. I mean, it is saturated out there. Puddles here, puddles there. It is saturated. I even went to the grocery store and was in the rain. And I dread the grocery store, and to be in the rain is even, not even more fun. But these were just those little envelopes. And what I did was I just dipped them in the coffee that I had diluted with water. And then I took that little spray bottle. I don't know if you can see. There's a few splatters and things, some drips. This one pooled, and so it made that, which is kind of fun. They all just turn out so interestingly different, don't you think? It's interesting how they pool and how that moves around. So those will be really fun to put in. I think I got a handful of these. Let's see. I was at a garage sale and a lady just had envelopes, which, typically other than people like us or card makers, if people just have envelopes, they think, oh, nobody's going to want those. And so I got like a great handful of both cream and white. And I think there were 15 cents for bundles. So it was like, and they're really nice. They feel like, that old-fashioned stationery linen. So they're really nice. And then these were just, envelopes I get in the mail. And they're the ones that I put the plastic doilies over. And so you can see, depending on where the doily laid, what the design is. And so they're all pretty cool. And then all you would do is just, if you wanted to, then you would just, go over this with like washi or a fun digital or something like that. So I thought they turned out really good. A nice variety. And then this tablecloth or this placemat didn't come far enough, so this is definitely where I can put a digital or something like that. And I love the way they sound too. That one turned out really nice too. And then this one just caught the tail of one of them, so I thought that was pretty cool. Okay, and then I did some vellum. These were the ones that I laid on top of the placemats that were on the envelopes and such. A couple of these were underneath, and then I laid some on top, and then they just barely pick it up, but it's really fun, and it gives a really interesting crunch to them. So here's the ones I laid on top. I apologize. Okay, so these were underneath. You can see a little bit of the design. And then these I laid on top of the piles. So they're pretty interesting. Okay. And then just, what I did was I took, here's a couple of others that I laid on top. Just plain white paper that I laid on top, and it picked up a little bit. I also gave it a spray with that spray bottle. Just picked up a little bit here and there. This one picked it up pretty good, but it didn't pick anything else up, just the design. And then on the back, this must have been where I sprayed it. And then there's where it was touching. This one was touching the placemat. And then these, so if you watch my video, at the end, what I did was I just took handfuls of paper. So like here's lined. I just took a handful of paper, maybe 10 sheets, different kinds of paper. And I just dumped them in and swished them so that the water would, or, you know, the coffee would get somewhat in between them. Some of them didn't get the whole way, and that's fine. It just gives you a little bit more personality. So anyways, I did that with, you know, piles and piles, and I just did it one right after another right away. And then I took them directly to the clothesline, and in piles, I just clipped them to the clothesline. And then, about an hour later, it was a little humid yesterday, so they weren't drying as fast as I'd like, and it was overcast. So they weren't drying as quickly as I wanted. But about an hour later, I went and I just pulled them apart and flipped them like this. And I did that, I think, twice. And so some of them, you know, got more than others, depending on where they were in their pile. Like this one barely has any change in the color, but on either side. But you can't see it probably on the camera. It looks probably white, but it's a very, very faint color. And here's another one, very faint. All different colors. And so that's really fun, because then you can use multiples, you know, in one journal. I mean, you can use them any way you want, but it's fun to have different colors in the journals. So I haven't ironed them. Sometimes I iron them. Sometimes I just press them. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with these. One thing that is great about hanging them on the clothesline is, I mean, they smell good. Coffee smells good. When I do that, you can smell it. Can you smell it? But it can be overpowering. But one thing about hanging it on the clothesline is it does kind of diffuse that coffee smell a little bit better. And so it's not as powerful. And that instant coffee can be awfully powerful. So anyways, I wanted to wrap up and show you those. So that's a lot of fun. And then I also had some digitals I wanted to show you. That Kate at Kate Crafts, she's been at it again, and this is from her freebie. If you're on Facebook, Kate Crafts, she gives freebies all the time, and this is another one of her freebies. And I hope you'll go on to her Facebook, and I hope you'll also go over to her Etsy, Kate Crafts stores. Like I said, I've purchased from her, and she has beautiful digitals. Beautiful. And don't forget, the digitals, you know, it's a one-time you pay for it, unless you're like me and have lost one somewhere and had to buy it again. But other than that one time, you make as many prints as you want with it. So, yeah. And then I just love botanicals, and so I got this one at, let's see, My Favorite Ephemera, and it was on sale. And I love botanicals. I printed it on cardstock. This one's cardstock, and I also printed it on just copy paper because I like to just cut these and use them as little tucks in a journal. I think they're nice. So that one is going to be a lot of fun. This one is also from My Favorite Ephemera, and it's labels, and I just love them. I love the color. I love all the details. And then so what I did was I printed it on just regular paper so that I could cut up, I could use them just to collage or what have you. And then I also cut it on my label paper, my sticker paper. This way, when I cut them out, I can just peel back and use them. And that's kind of fun too. I mean, you can use them either way, but you don't have to use sticker paper. I just like to have them handy. So that's pretty cool. And then another one from her is, again, My Favorite Ephemera. And this is her blue collage snippets. And this is kind of like, well, she calls them snippets, but they're kind of like having washi tape to where you have a nice long, you could even for the most part. Some of these you could strip and, you know, cut in half. I don't know if I'd cut the bird in half, but so yeah, again, I copied on copy paper, and then I also copied on my sticker paper. So very excited about that. Cannot wait to use these. I don't know if I'm going to use them first in a journal or make a card or what I'm going to do with them. I don't know what happened to my cover page for that. And then this one I've been dying to get. Not dying to get, dying to print. Sweet Journal UK is what this one is. It's also on sale. And she put this on Facebook, and I was in love. Now, the really great thing about this is it's seamless patterns, and it's a 12 by 12. So 12 by 12. She says feet, but I think it might be inches. I'm not sure. But the description had said that when you go in and you look at the formal description, it said that you could use it for, print it out and use it for wrapping paper. So what I did for the most part is I printed them horizontal, and I also printed some vertical because my printer is 8.5 by 11 max. Printing them the different directions gave a little bit different view. So here's one horizontal. Do I have this one? Nope. And you can see I printed several of each, but I do have, let me turn them over like this so you can see. I printed several of each. Now here's one that I did both. So here it is horizontal, which is beautiful. And then here it is vertical. So you're getting, you know, on either side, you're getting a little more of the picture. And then when you do it vertical, you're getting a little bit more of the picture this way. So very neat. If you, I don't know, put it on a flash drive, I guess, and go to your print shop, or if you can print 12 by 12, maybe you can. I think it's going to be really, really pretty. They're just gorgeous. And they'd make really great journal pages. I think they'd make gorgeous cards. I think they'll make really pretty collage. Look at this. Look how vibrant. That's one of my favorite color blues. That is so pretty. You probably could fussy cut some of these out too. Look at this. Isn't that so pretty? You could still wrap a small gift in that. And here it is again. You can see where, you know, if I did it vertical, I caught that bottom edge and I caught that top edge. And then horizontal, I got both sides. So yeah, if you have a 12 by 12 printer or whatever it takes to print that, these are absolutely beautiful. Yes, I printed a couple of some of them. So pretty. So anyways, yeah, so that's Sweet Journaling UK. And it's her vintage botanicals. And she has so many of these different kits, so very reasonably priced. I mean, you can print and print and print and print, and I paid $2.71, and I'm super excited about it because I know I'm gonna be using them like crazy. Even in the mushroom journal that I have not started yet, that I am wanting to start, I know I'll be using them in that. So, all right, let's put these away. There's my Kate. I just think she's great. So great to offer all those free things. All right, lots going on. Okay, so today I wanted to get back to making some more. I just love making those faux rice labels that we made a while back, and I wanted to make a few more. And so let's see how much time we have. Okay, I think I have a little bit of time left. And my daughter gave me this beautiful, a pack of these beautiful berry napkins. Aren't those pretty? And I love that it goes around the whole thing. So my thought this time was, last time what I did was I just stamped directly on to the coffee filter. And this time I think what I'm going to do is glue down a little bit of, you know, pictures from my napkins. And here's an envelope of just napkin scraps that I've worked with before, and just saved some scraps. And I'm just, my thought is, this is my thought, is to just glue them down. And then I've got my Cathe Holden, the labels out. And really what I'm looking to do are just the ones that are blank in the center. So like these, and then maybe these two. So that's what I'm looking to do, is just kind of do that kind of a label. And then I also have this one. It's just a plain, you know, little stick thing. And then my friend told me that I would get a better stamp if maybe I put a mouse pad underneath. So I'm really going to try that. I'm going to try that. So I've got that sitting over here. Okay, so I think I need might need my water pen, and I'm just going to, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to maybe just get these here in the middle. I mean, oopsie. Ugh. Hope that doesn't make a mess. Let's see what happens. I think I'm going to let that dry. Okay. Error right away. What I'm trying to do is not get, I don't really care to get this border right now for what I'm going to be doing. So, maybe I'll just kind of go around here real quick. And get my brush wet here. I just don't want, yeah, see, I keep putting drips. Well, let's see what happens. Let's see if we can do it. You can also cut it. I might do some cutting too. Yeah, so I went to the grocery store today. It is absolutely not my favorite place to go, but we have friends coming for dinner tomorrow night. And sometimes what I'll do is I'll go in on the computer and place a grocery order and then just pick it up. But I've learned my lesson with produce, you know, and we would like to serve, you know, a really nice roasted veggie medley. So I wanted to go pick up some pretty produce, and I think that'll be okay. Let's see if I can get my scissors and kind of cut this excess off here where it's split. So I did that. I was really good. One reason I don't like to go to the grocery store is I'm a spontaneous buyer, and not like crazy things. Like I don't go for, you know, to buy avocados and end up with a vacuum or anything. But I do think, oh, that would be nice, or that would be nice, or we haven't had that in a while. And before you know it, the cart is gigantic. And it's not that we would waste the food. It's just that we don't need it right now. It's not necessary. And so I try to stay so close to my list. And I did pretty good. I got a couple of extra things, but I really did pretty good. And I was glad. It's probably because I wanted to get out of there so fast. Okay, so there's 3 from that one. We'll save that and put it in here. Maybe get something out of that one. That one has a lot of the edging on it. The edging is fine. I just don't want it for this particular project because I want to be able to add, I want it to look a little bit authentic. These might work. Some of these have been given to me from a swap or something like that. They're not really mine. That's fun. I'm probably getting too many out. Let's use that one instead. This is probably one of my favorites. I think I've mentioned that before. Okay, that's a lot. Do I have any that have already been used of that one? No. Ooh, this is pretty. Ooh, and here's another favorite. Okay. Oh. Okay, get those out. All right. Okay. Let's see. What am I doing? All right, let's just keep tearing. Some of these will just tear on their own if I can. This pretty little butterfly corner here. Definitely easier wetting it, so easier to wet it. It's just that I'm making, you know, kind of a watery mess. Let's see here. All I'm going to do here is just try to get rid of this edge here. Like that. So I hope everybody's having a really good spring. We're getting ready to, Joey's work has given him some tulip bulbs. They had a tulip garden and they had to dig it up, and they're going to be planting other things for the spring. So anyways, he has brought home quite a few tulips, so we're going to get those dry, get the leaves dried, and then get those in the ground this fall. Pretty excited about that, with the exception, I think I'm going to split that in half, with the exception of knowing that deer like them. So I've got to figure that out. We do have a fenced in area, a little white picket fence around the front garden. So they may end up going in there, which is fine, which would be great. But I do love when you can spread bulbs out because of how they, you know, produce additional ones over the years. I love that. Okay, is there anything here? I think I'm going to save that one. It hasn't been opened yet. I'll wait on that one and see if I'm going to use it or not. But this one I think I do want to use. And I think I'm just going to go see that pen. This pen is coming out like a river. It's all or nothing. These will be pretty with like some of those blue papers, digitals that I've gotten from Roxy Creations. I'm just gonna try to get rid of that. Let's just do a couple more and get some down on the coffee filter, and then that way hopefully they'll dry soon and we can start stamping. I meant to do a little prototype, but I just did not get to it. You know, being so busy and all. That's a joke. But we find things to be busy, don't we? We find things to be busy for sure. I like to be busy. I think I've mentioned that before. Don't get me wrong, I love to relax, but you have to kind of put me in a in a situation to relax, like somebody else's house, or take me away from, like on a vacation or something, because I just have a hard time stopping. Now, when I do stop, so for instance, the last couple of nights watching TV, I've been hand sewing. I'm working on some hand sewing projects. So yeah, when I do sit, I do like to do that. I don't know. It sounds like it's resting to me. When I was out seeing Cathe, we would sit together in the evening and watch a show or something on TV. And man, that was very relaxing. So like I said, it's when you're with someone and you're sharing in something together like that, like watching a show or going for a walk or even just sitting outside. Joey and I like to sit outside. That to me is relaxing. And I have to sometimes really make myself not do anything while we're doing that. Like I don't get on my phone or anything like that when we're doing that. I like to just, give my mind a little bit of opportunity to absorb some quiet, some nature and stuff like that. So I don't know if you saw the coffee dye video yesterday, but I was mentioning that there was a little puppy that had come, that I'd spied, and we live on some land, so there's usually something moving around here and there, the turkeys or deer or whatever. I was on the back porch. I just happened to get a glimpse, and this sweet dog, I want to say it was not a border collie, blue heeler. It was a blue heeler. Beautiful. But at first, because of it had brown legs, I thought it might be a coyote. And I had seen a coyote a couple of times out back. And so, I had to watch. But as it came out and about, it was brown legs and then the black and white that you normally see for a blue heeler, for the rest of the body. And I didn't see a collar or anything, and it just laid out in the yard while I did that video, and then it kind of roamed around, and then later I saw it laying in the front of our house in the middle of the street. I was able to get a picture and put it on our Facebook, lost animal site. And sure enough, somebody contacted me. Well, by this time it was hours later. They must have just gotten home from work or something. And they contacted me. And I took their information, of course. And then Joey and I went to spend some time with some friends at dinner. And when we came back, Joey said, hey, I'll go walk the land, the property, and just see if I can find the dog. And then the owner had told me that it was a girl and gave the name. And so he was able to call the name out. Well, anyways, we get home. Joey had all these tulips, so he was unloading those. And he said he just saw something move. We have a barn that's like 100 years old plus, and it doesn't have the front to the barn. I call it the shack. And so he said he saw something moving in the shack, and it was that puppy. Well, I say puppy, it's a grown dog, but a small dog. And so it was raining, yes, still, so this little dog was trying to get, shelter, and just the sweetest little thing. So I called the owner and said, she's here again. And they came right over. But I'm going to tell you what, that was probably about 7 p.m. The dog had been gone since 8 in the morning. Somehow they got out when the kids went to school. And so the owner was telling me, she said she's been gone all day. And I said, oh, I'm sure she's hungry and thirsty and just super ready for some love, you know. All right, let's see how this is going to go. I'm just going to take some of these and put them down. So they were very grateful. We were super grateful. It's always nice. I've had that happen before, you know, when we had animals that, you know, like Joey's, and they get out, or you come home and you realize that the garage, something got in the way of the sensor and it didn't shut. And this could be just a complete bust, but we'll see what happens. And the dogs had gotten out, and our dog Blazy actually spent the night in doggy jail one time. So, and we just thought that our other little dog, you know, was a sweetheart and hadn't gotten out. But witnesses told us no, they had seen both dogs. Just that the little one had made its way back home, and she was acting very innocent when we got home, and as if she didn't deny doing it, but she kind of implied that it was big sister dog's coaxing, which we didn't buy for a second, because our big dog was she just wasn't like that. She wasn't very adventurous. I wonder if I've got that completely, if there might be another. So we think that the little dog was like, hey, let's roam the town, and then was like, well, we better get on home, and scurried on home. And the big dog didn't know what to do. So anyways, so we know how happy it is to get a dog back, you know, and we live on a major highway. You know, it goes through our little town. And then, of course, there's, you know, little farm roads and lots of railroad tracks and things like that. So there's plenty of opportunity for you to be concerned about your animal, that's for sure. All right, let's put one more on here. And then, let's see, how are we doing on time? Okay, then I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and stamp these 4 and just see how it's going to look, you know, before we run out of time. Okay. And I'll tell you, Joey's been trying to mow for the last 4 days, but we've had rain every day. And then, like I said, we're having friends over for dinner tomorrow night, and you know, you'd like to have your lawn look nice, but not only has it rained, but then it has intermittent sun, and so we have a ton. The grass has grown. Weeds are very high. Okay, now I'm going to give this a try, like my friend told me to do it on the mat. And let's get one of Cathe's out. Excuse me. Let's use this one. See if it'll fit on here. Yeah. Okay. Felt kind of sticky. All right, I think I've got that loaded up pretty good. So I think I'm gonna go right here on this one. And I think that's going to turn out good. My plan is to cut these out Although I might, somebody's muffler. That's funny. What I might do is go over them and see what that looks like and then cut them out. Oh, that is going to be so pretty. If I did that, then I could do a few more on the same page, you know? Let's see. Almost wonder if I can get 2 out of this one. I'm still suffering from allergies, of course, springtime, and still breathing through my mouth. I try not to, but I have the sniff. So, oh, I think those are pretty. What would happen? No, let's just do this one. I think I do like it where it's, you know, over the picture. I think what I'm going to do is put a few more down on this one, and before we cut them out, and then cut it out. So I think I've gotten what I like. You know, I think that rice paper looks neat. I've never used it. I wouldn't, you know, throw it away if somebody gave it to me, but it's just not one of those things that I'm looking to purchase. You know, I just have, you know how it is. You have things that you like, you spend your money on and you're curious about or whatever. And that's just not one of the things I want to spend my money on. But I do like the look, you know. I see people working with it. Gail Augustinelli, she works with it quite a bit. And it's really very, very interesting to watch. And I think it turns out really pretty. So, all right. I think we can get one more on there. What do we want? I think I'll do another blue one. Because now that I see what I want to do with them, I think what I can do is tear the other ones down a little bit further. They're a little bit big. Okay, is there another? Let's just keep on with this one. I do like the other ones. But these are kind of big. And my friend Robin told me about the mouse pad. And Robin, I just want to say what a difference it makes. So thank you so much for sharing that tip. Let's see, how do I want to do this little daisy here? This one I might have gone over too far. Nope, I did it. Okay. All right, let's cut one out and see what, or a couple of them out and see what they look like. Okay. It's a nice texture. The two of them together. It's a nice texture with the coffee filter and the napkin. I really like it. Okay, I think it's going to turn out good. The only reason this has really taken me a little time to cut is because it's the view with the camera isn't exactly where it needs to be for my trifocals, my old lady trifocals. Let's see. How pretty is that? That's neat, huh? Let's cut a few more out, at least 2. I'd love to know if you make any. They'd be great to seal an envelope, you know, when you write a letter, maybe even Mother's Day envelope, Mother's Day card. Mother's Day is Sunday, and be cute on that. It definitely is going to be cute just in a journal on, you know, some ephemera that you've made. That's a majority of probably what I'll do with it. Let's do one of these for my daughter's, the napkin my daughter gave me. Quiet, focusing. Okay. There we go. Awesome. I'm extremely happy with them. I think they turned out wonderful. They turned out wonderful. And you could also take your vintage photo and go over them if you wanted to. But they have such a neat texture. And they're nice and, you know, thicker. They're not like tissue paper or anything like that. Love it. Okay, everyone, thanks for hanging out with me and going through this process of experiment as I continue with my attempt to make faux rice paper. And I hope you enjoyed it. And just want to remind you that we pray blessings over all of you and each one of you. And we just want you to know you're so loved. So we'll see you the next time. Have a great day. Bye-bye.